Hi Mark, my name is Tinson. My student number is S05411056. I'm a freshman in NCUE. Kiosk Stack, why you should talk to strangers. There are things we said when we catch the eye of a stranger or a neighbor walking by. We say, "Hello, how are you? It's a beautiful day. How do you feel?" These sound kinds of meaningless, right? And in some way, they have no semantic meaning. It doesn't matter how you are or what the day is like. They have something else. They have social meaning. What we mean when we say those things is, "I see you later." I'm our best with talking to strangers. I make eye contact, say hello, I offer help, I listen. I get all kinds of story. About 7 years ago, I started documenting my experience to try to figure out why. What I find was that something really beautiful was going on. This is almost poetic. These were really profound experiences. They were unexpected pleasure. They were genuine emotional connection. They were liberating moments. So one day I was standing on a corner waiting for the light to change, which I am in New York, so that means I was actually standing in the street on the stone drain, as if they can get me across faster. And there's an old man standing next to me, so he's wearing like a long overcoat and short of an old man hat, and he looked like somebody from a movie. And she said to me, "Don't stand there, you might disappear." So this is absurd, right? But I did what he said. I stepped back onto the sidewalk and he smiled and he said, "Good, you never know. I might have turned around and look, you are gone." This is right and also really wonderful. He was so warm and he was so happy that he would accept me. We have this little bond, and for a minute I feel like my existence as a person had been noticed and I was worth saving. The really sad thing is, in many parts of the world, we rest to believe that strangers are dangerous by default, that we can trust them, that they might hurt us. But most strangers are not dangerous. We're uneasy around them because we have no context. We don't know what their intentions are. So instead of using our perception and making choice, we rely on this category of stranger. I have a 4 years old. When I say hello to people on the street, she asks me why. She say, "Do we know them?" I say, "No, they are our neighbor." "Are they our friend?" "No, it's just good to be friendly." I sing twice every time I say that to her, because I mean it. But as a woman particularly, I know that not every stranger on the street has the best intention. It's good to be friendly and it's good to learn when not to be, but none of that means we have to be afraid. There are two huge benefits to using our sense instead of our fear. The first one is that it liberates us. When you think about it, using perception instead of categories is much easier said than done. Categories are something our brain uses. When it comes to people, it's sort of a shortcut for learning about them. We see male, female, young, old, black, brown, white, stranger, friend, and we use the information in that boxes. It's quick, it's easy, and it's a road to bias, and it means we are not thinking about people as individuals. I know an American researcher who travels frequently in Central Asia and Africa alone. She's entering into towns and cities as a complete stranger. She has no bond, no connection. She is a foreigner. Her survival strategy is this: Get one stranger to see you as a real, individual person. If you can do that, it will help other people see you that way too. The second benefit of using our sense have to do with intimacy. I know it sounds a little counterintuitive, intimacy and a stranger, but this quick interaction can lead to a feeling that sociologists call fleeting intimacy. So it's a brief experience that has emotional resonance and meaning. It's the good feeling I got from being saved from the death trap of the stone dream by the old man, or how I feel like part of a community when I talk to somebody on my train on the way to work. Sometimes it goes further. Research have found that people often feel more comfortable being honest and open about their inner strife with strangers than they do with their friends and their family. That they often feel more understood by strangers. This gets reported in the media with a great lemon. Strangers communicate better than sports. Sports says it's a good headline, right? I think it entirely misses the point. The important thing about these studies is just how significant this interaction can be. How this special form of the colonies give us something we need as much as we need our friends and our families. So how is it possible that we communicate so well with strangers? There are two reasons. The first one is that it's a quick interaction. It has no consequence. It's easy to be honest with someone we are never going to see again, right? That makes sense. The second reason is where it gets more interesting. We have a bias when it comes to people we are close to. We expect them to understand us. We assume they do. And we expect them to read our minds. So imagine you are at a party, and you can believe that your friend or your spouse isn't picked up on it that you want to leave early. And you are thinking, I give you the look. With a stranger, we have to start from the scratch. We tell the whole story. We explain who the people are, how we feel about them. We spell out all the inside joke. And guess what? Sometimes they do understand us a little better. Okay. So now that we know that talking to strangers matter, how does it work? There are unwritten rules we tend to follow. The rules are very different depending on what country you are in, what culture you are in. And in most parts of the US, the best life expectation in public is that we maintain a balance between civility and privacy. This is not a civil interaction. So imagine two people are walking toward each other on the street. They will glance at each other from a distance. That is the civility, the acknowledgement. And then as they get closer, they will look away to give each other some space. In our culture, people go to extraordinary lengths not to interact at all. People from Denmark tell me that many Danes are so averse to talking to strangers that they will really miss they'll stop on the bus then say excuse me to someone that they need to get around. Instead, there is this elaborate shuffling of back and using your body to say that you need to get past instead of using two words. In Egypt, I'm taught it's rude to ignore a stranger, and there is a remarkable culture of the hospitality. Strangers might ask each other for a sip of water, or if you ask someone for direction, they are very likely to invite you home for coffee. We see this unwritten rule most clearly when they are broken, or when you are in a new place and you are trying to figure out what the right thing to do is. Sometimes breaking the rule a little bit is where the action. In case it's not clear, I really want you to do this, okay? So here is how it's going to go. Find somebody who is making eye contact. This is a good signal. The first thing is simple smile. If you are passing somebody on the street or in the hallway, here, smile, see what happens. Another is transaction. There is you, there is a stranger, there is some third thing that you both might see and comment on, like a piece of public art or somebody preach in the street or somebody wearing funny clothes. Give it a try. Make a comment about that third thing, and see if starts a conversation. Another is what I call noticing. This is usually giving a compliment. I am a big fan of noticing people's shoes. I am actually not wearing fabulous shoes right now, but shoes are fabulous in general, and that's pretty natural as far as giving compliment goes. People always want to tell you things about their awesome shoe. You may have already experienced the dog and the baby principles. I can be awkward to talk to someone on the street. You don't know how they are going to respond, but you can always talk to their dog or their baby. The dog or the baby is a social quotient to the person, and you can tell by how they respond whether they are open to talking more. The last one I want to challenge you to is disclosure. This is very vulnerable to do, and it can be very rewarding. So next time you're talking to a stranger and you feel comfortable, tell them something true about yourself, something really personal. You might have a bad experience I talked about of feeling understood. Sometimes in conversation it comes up. People ask me, "What does your dad do?" or "Where does he live?" And sometimes I tell them the whole truth, which is that he died when I was a kid. Always in those moments, they share their own experience of loss. He tends to meet disclosure with disclosure, even with strangers. So here it is. When you talk to strangers, you are making beautiful interaction into the expected narrative of your daily life, and there you are making an expected connection. If you don't talk to strangers, you are missing out on all of that. We spend a lot of time teaching our children about strangers. What will happen if we spend more time teaching ourselves? We can reject all ideas that make us so suspicious of each other. We can make a space for change. Thank you. Applause.